We obviously know you from the Shawn Porter fight as well, which was a big step up for you. You didn't come out with a victory on that at that occasion. What have you taken from that fight and your experience of fighting Shawn Porter?
I learned to take my hands up. To learning to no, it was a very big up step for me, and I was very pressure for it to can fight some superstar from America, and I was proud of that, and it was all about that. Yes, I was 20 days before in America, so I can make sparring and train with Ugas, and he's also preparing for his World Championship WBA, and it was very interesting to see how the people train on this level, what we can take with us, how physical stuff, how they training, how they make sparring, and so I can take it. It's what was not only the fight with Shawn Porter, yes, the class and how he is learning, and what I like is what I find very good. You don't say, he's come a guy from Germany, I don't train right. He was 100% ready for the fight, yes, and that was a good respect for me, that he don't say it was an easy fight. He was prepared for 100% ready for the fight, and was very good for me.
And how about like growing up? I'm sure you would have watched in Germany people like Klitschko ruling and having lots of fights in Germany, Arthur Abraham. How have those fights, seeing those fights, inspired you? And is that what you want for your future?
Yes, of course I will fight, because it's so. I'm a boxer, so of course we get money and some, but I'm fighting also for the legacy. Yes, so if you fight with big names, winning or make a good fight, everybody talk about that. Also after the fights, yeah. So Shawn Porter was a big fight. Now I can fighting Conor Benn is also a big name. His father was a legacy, nice legend, and it's a very interesting fights. Yes, so make a good fight, and it's very interesting for the people. And I know it's scared to go in the ring with somebody who is very good.
A couple more questions from me. I know that growing up you had, and probably still do have, a love for board games. My German's a bit rusty, so it's Geschichtlichspieler, I believe. Have you brought any of those things into the camp with you to kind of pass the time, like Monopoly or Jenga? Yes. Or anything?
Yeah, I take Uno with me. You know,
yeah.
Uno, yes. So we played today because it's our first day when we come out from the quarantine, and so we started to play together. Everybody knows it, so it's a crazy game.
Forgive the pun or don't forgive the pun. Are you going to Scrabble Conor's senses on fight night, or is this going to be more of a chess match?
Okay, der Kampf mit ihm.
Ja, was du erwartest, ob es eher ein Brawl wird oder.
Oh, I think it will be both of them. I think because everybody who knows Conor, he's also an aggressive boxer. He can fight aggressive and physical, strong in the front, but he can also box. The last fights he boxed tactical. So I think it can be both of this, so that we both have a good tactic, as good technical skills, but also both of us can fighting in the in-fight, and so maybe I think the fight will be very interesting for all box fans, people.
Thanks for your time, Sebastian. All the best at the weekend.
Thanks. Thank you, Ames. If we go to Ron Lewis from Boxing Scene next, please.
Hi there. Just a couple of things from me. Hello. First of all, do you think you've obviously done a lot more rounds than Conor in your career? Is that where your belief goes? You're getting past 5 or 6 rounds and you can take over?
Spricht darauf an, dass du mehr Runden, also mehr experience hast.
Yes, I think it's one of the keys, because my experience is more than Conor have. Yes, of course, you have very good sparring partners in England. Yes, very, very, very good people. But it's different to make a lot of good sparring, but a good fights. Yes, I have also a long amateur fights. I have 150 amateur fights, and also I have a fight. The last fights of me was very strong fighter, so I have a better
experience.
Yeah, I have better experience for fights, and I fight, I think, 6 rounds, 6 fights of 12 rounds. I know what it's meaning. Go 10 or 12 rounds with high level.
When you fought Porter, did it surprise you that step up in level? Was it a bit of a shock to your system?
War Porter für dich ein Schock? Also
no, it was it was not a shock because everybody who knows Shawn Porter know what is he has a very aggressive style. Yeah? He go always to front and hit and hit and hit. What is what I see what was a little bit shock for me. He was physically very strong. I know it, but he gets some hit of me and go in the front and attack me more and more and we fighting together. But he never stopped to hit his hands. Yes, his combination was 6, 7, 8 or higher. That was a very surprise because the last fighters make 4 or 5, but he made 8 with 9 combinations. So it was very long combinations.
Do you think from that fight this will be a bit more comfortable for you against someone who doesn't have that sort of background or sort of who isn't at that level?
I think Shawn Porter is also a good fighter, so it's a different to Shawn Porter, of course, because Shawn Porter is a physical Mexican fighter in best welterweight, but Conor Benn is also a good infighter and fight also 2, 3 hands, 4 hands, and I don't know what he changed his tactic or something watching who make me different or make me difficult for me. But it is of course other fight than Shawn Porter. Yes, Shawn Porter was a max level, and we will see what happens. Both of us are trained very hard for this day.
Who have you been sparring with? Are there any sort of names who back in Germany you work regularly with?
Yeah, I make sparring with Jack Kuchai.
Yeah.
And one of our sparring members on our team is a young guy. He's also 23 years old and very strong amateur fights with 306 fights, 6 wins. A good fighter and similar in fight and something else like Conor Benn and 2 other guys. But from a professional, only Jack Kuchai. Yeah, Jack Kuchai was the whole sparring partner for me.
Excellent. And if you win this weekend, where do you think this will put you? What are you looking for next year?
I'm waiting because after the fight after Shawn Porter, I lost the fight against Shawn Porter, but I get the respect from American people, also for everybody who looks boxing. I say, okay, this guy never give up. They fight and don't come in only for money. So for fighting and don't give up. So I come back after the lose and they give me more offers. Yeah? More offers, so from America also after the lose of Shawn Porter, and he decided to go England. And when I win the fight, the offer will coming. Yes, it's boxing in the Corona time now, but we need an opponent who want to fight. So for everybody, for the test or for the good upstep for me in the next fight. So I'm ready for it.
Excellent. Good luck Saturday night.
Thanks, sir.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ron. If you go to Shane Dyer from Boxing Social.
Hey, Sebastian, you're right.
Hello.
No, considering you've fought at a much higher level than Conor, Conor actually goes into this fight as the favourite. Does that annoy you at all, or do you not take note of any of that?
Conor geht als Favorit in den Kampf, ob du das mitbekommen hast.
Yeah, I know he goes in the favorite because by bet 300 or something, so he have 1-6. I have 2-3. The quotes are 1-6, 2-3. It's like I when I was in my own town, so it was different. Yeah, so I know it's normally when I come to England, everybody, okay, I'm not the knockouter, so they say, okay, when it's a close fight, when it's a close round, they give it to Conor, yes, because I'm an outsider. So okay, but I don't know what I'm going for me or for win the fight. Yes. So what the people think is I don't care about it because it's my own opinion on me. I train hard for the fight.
And since Conor last fought, you've fought twice, and obviously one of them being against someone of the likes of Shawn Porter, and you've experienced fighting behind closed doors already. Do you think all of this is like to your advantage? Do you think this is your fight to lose?
Aber es ist ein Kampf zu verlieren ist.
Du hast jetzt die Erfahrung gemacht, schon mal ohne Zuschauer zu boxen, ob das ein Vorteil ist?
Yeah, I think it was very crazy. Yes, before I fly to Shawn Porter, it was I think oh maybe he fights so off for big public and so it's better for me. But when we fight without public, it was very crazy. Yes, because it's like sparring. Yes, it's nobody cry, nobody. It was I think it's just the first time for Conor Benn to do it, and it's a very crazy experience. Really, it's not good. It's not so much fun like the people going crazy. Like, you know, the people in England, yeah, they go up, yeah. The fans in England is crazy, yeah. They was love, they cry. That's cool, yes, and that's not there. So it's very sad to fight in the empty arena, in the Wembley arena.
No, so thank you for your time, Sebastian.
Thanks.
Thanks, Shane. Goes to James Lupton from Pro Boxing Fans.
Hi, Sebastian. How are you?
Hello, I'm fine. And you?
I'm very good, thank you. Just going off one of Shane's questions there, you mentioned that you feel if it's a close round, the judges will give it to Conor as the hometown fighter.
Yes.
Does that put an extra pressure on you? Do you have a different mindset going into the fight because of that?
No. I think so. I go in the fight and I know it, but I don't think about it. Yes, it's normally it's the same when he come to Germany. It's also the same. It's when it's a little bit closer. The rounds come to me, but I will fight and do my best. I know I must do more than him to win the round. So I know it, and he is also the title. So it's also the same. I'm the challenger for the title, so I must do more to win the rounds.
And you've not been in the ring for quite a while, obviously, with the pandemic going on. How will the ring rust affect you?
Can you speak a little bit slower? Sorry.
Do you feel you may be? That's all right. Do you feel you may be affected by the ring rust because you've not fought for so long?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, it can be. I think he's fighting last year, but he makes very good sparring with sparring. It's a different. Maybe it's. I'm fighting this year 2 times. So for me, it's of course good because I have 2 fights in this. But also, it's. I think it's a little bit Vorteil, heißt? Advantage. It's an advantage for me, but I fight more. But after the Shawn fight, they give me a short time to relax. Yes, you know, it's nearly 10 weeks. It's nearly 12 or 14 weeks ago. Yeah, 12 or 14 weeks ago. Yes, when it was 6 weeks after I fight Shawn, they call me and if I won't fight. Okay, the break is very short, but I have enough time to relax. I think about it and I take the offer. So it's okay. That is what is better for him. That I have a short break for the last fight. But it's better for me when he have more than 1 year break time. So it's better for me, this thing. So it's 50-50.
And have you seen any weaknesses in Conor's game?
Of course. But I cannot talk about it now. Yes, of course. I watch some of the fights, and it's also everybody had something what is not good. And what we know is his very good skills, yes, but he is fast. His left hand is good. His move hand is very strong, yes. And something of that is also bad, but I can't talk about it.
Perfect, Sebastian. Thank you. Good luck.
Thanks, sir.
Thank you, James. If we go to Jeremy.
Hey, Sebastian. Thank you for your time. Looking at Conor Benn's history, he's only been 10 rounds 1 time. Do you really see this fight, the longer it goes, the more of a benefit it is to you?
Yes, I think so. It's 10 rounds. For me, but also better to fight 12 rounds because his last fights, he winning 6 rounds after the 6th round or the 5 rounds. So, and I have shown some fights where I might fast in the last rounds and give all. Yes, so. If you, I know the situation. If you control the fight and you must change your tactic to control the fight to winning the fight. And my fight against Mbenge, for example, yes, with 4 rounds I go around, move around, and when I lost my line and go down, yes, and 5th, 6th round, Mbenge winning, and I was nearly by over of energy, yes, and when the mindset, I get a big mindset and start to attack him and change the tactical. And win the fight by my condition and by changing my tactic, yes. And that is what you're learning only by fight. It's only learning by doing in the fights. That is also better for me, of course.
kind of with your experience seeing Ben fight in the past, do you anticipate that he's going to come out and look for power punches? Do you expect this to be more of a brawl on his end than a boxing match?
I think it can be both. Yes, it's maybe he's coming and say, okay, it's the first time and he's a main boxer, a main event for him in England. So Druck. The pressure of him is very big because he's everybody knows his dad, he was a fighter, so the pressure of him is very big. Yes, he's now a main event. He know I have everybody says it's an upstep for him, and so it can be started when he say, okay, I will start to attack him and attack and show all people I can hit him down because Shawn Porter can do it or I didn't do it. Maybe he do it. Maybe he say, oh, no, I started slowly and take tactic. It can be of both sides. Maybe we'll see what happened on Saturday.
Last question for me. You know, I know that when people look at BoxRec, they kind of look at the statistics. Do you think that your power is better than what your KO rating indicates?
Yes. Yes, of course. It's now I have close 50%. Yes. But the last fight was also strong. Yes. So at the beginning, when I was 12, or when I have like Conor Benn 60 fights, I think my KO quote was also better. I was 70% or something else. Yes, so yes, so sometimes it's a tactical boxing. Yes, it's of course when I was better in a fight, I can also say, okay, I attack him and want to hit him down by a knockout. But also when you do it, and you get more hit again the head, and so I get tactical. I move around, hit him also with the high work rate, and hit him also, but I don't hit at my head, so it's better for me for the healthy. So you can do it, but it's no problem to say, okay, when we started in like a fight, so let's do it and fight 10 rounds head by head and hit each other how long we can.